Cousins took a selfie in the forest, but what was behind them shocked them. It was the last day of their trip to Costa Rica. Cousins Marlene and Tess decided to take one last hike before flying home. The weather was perfect, and the air felt fresh and clean. They followed a quiet trail, enjoying the peaceful walk. After a while, they reached a wide clearing. From there, they could see the hills and trees all around. The view was beautiful. Tess took out her phone. She wanted one last selfie to remember the trip. Marlene made a funny face and stretched her arm out. Tess snapped the picture. They both laughed and moved on. Later that evening, back at their lodge, they looked through the photos. One picture made them stop. Behind Marlene, something was hidden in the bushes. It was hard to see at first. Two small, glowing spots stood out. They zoomed in and brightened the photo. What they saw next left them completely still. Still curious, Marlene and Tess showed the photo to their guide, Luis. He looked at it carefully and then smiled. "That's a coati," he said. "They are not dangerous, just curious and a little shy. You were lucky it came that close." He pointed to the small nose and the ringed tail hiding behind a leaf. The cousins stared at the picture again. Now they could clearly see the animal. Marlene and Tess laughed. It was a mix of nervousness and excitement. They had not seen or heard anything at the time they took the photo. The coati had been very quiet. That night, they used their phones to learn more. Coatis are related to raccoons. They are smart animals. They like to explore and are often seen alone in the forest. People say they are playful and like to follow people from a distance. The next morning, Marlene and Tess decided to walk the same trail again. This time, they walked slowly. They looked around more carefully than before. The forest felt different now, like it was full of hidden life. As they walked, they started to notice little things. There were small animal footprints in the mud. Leaves moved gently, even though there was no wind. A green lizard tail flashed through the bushes. It felt like the forest was quietly moving around them. When they returned to the lodge, Luis met them again. He smiled and said something they would always remember. "Sometimes coatis follow hikers," he said. "Not because they want food, just to watch. They're curious like us." Later that day, the cousins looked through more photos from their trip. In two older pictures, they saw something surprising. The coati was there again, hiding, blending into the background. They had missed it the first time they smiled and looked at each other. The coati had been with them longer than they knew. The forest had been watching them, quietly and patiently. From that moment on, they promised themselves to pay more attention to their surroundings wherever they went. They realized that sometimes the most special parts of a trip are not the places you plan to see. Instead, they can be the quiet things hiding in the background.